Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here.
StephenASmith has revealed that Floyd Mayweather tried to bribe him in an effort to keep him silent about recent controversies. The ESPN First Take host shared that Mayweather first contacted him after rapper 50 Cent posted on social media, claiming that Mayweather was bankrupt. In that post, 50 Cent alleged that it was StephenASmith who originally reported the news about Mayweather's financial troubles.
You have a HELOC or you're taking money out of your home, but most of the time people won't do that, right? So now you're getting into a situation where you bit off more than you can chew, and that is a recipe to go broke. So a lot of times people think that they're doing something intelligent by buying a home, but most Americans are buying homes that they can't afford.
So you got to take into consideration what your daily check is like, what your weekly, monthly check is like, and what the bills are going to cost you, because you could be housed.
Floyd Mayweather immediately contacted StephenASmith to confirm whether he was truly the source behind the reports and pleaded with him to stop sharing such personal and embarrassing information with the public. According to Stephen A., Mayweather did reach out to him, and he expressed deep disappointment in the boxing legend. Smith stated that from what he has observed, the man and the boxer are two completely different personalities. While the boxer is someone people admire, Floyd Mayweather as a person, in Smith's words, cannot even be considered a role model for an animal. He went on to criticize Mayweather further, discussing the claims about his bankruptcy and the alleged fabrication surrounding his reported $400 million net worth.
Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
What provoked Floyd Mayweather the most was when StephenASmith spoke publicly about him owing several months of unpaid salaries to the staff at Mayweather Gym. According to Smith, once he brought up that issue, Mayweather contacted him directly, denied the claims, and asked him to name his price in exchange for retracting the statement. Smith revealed that Mayweather offered to pay him off to stay quiet. But when he refused the offer, Floyd resorted to more aggressive tactics. These explosive revelations from Stephen A. Smith stirred a wave of reactions from boxing fans, who began flooding Mayweather's social media with questions and criticism. Some fans even mocked the boxing legend, pointing out the irony that he could have easily paid his staff with the same money he was offering to bribe StephenASmith.
That being in his system. You brought up his criminal record, Money Mayweather. I have it all in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, 1997 to 2007, chaos broke out. 9 separate occasions. And I'm not talking in which authorities arrested him. Legit,
that was false information.
boxing, pure boxing.
That's not true.
I'm talking about that kind of stuff.
I didn't say that. That's what media gonna put words in my mouth. And I didn't say it. There wasn't a question.
You get one question. That was a question, not true.
Yeah. But that was something that I believe somebody that was connected to my camp made up, and then it started just floating around.
Another fan commented that Floyd Mayweather is truly something else and admitted uncertainty about the truth behind all the allegations, but added that if they are indeed true, then Mayweather seriously needs to be held accountable. The fan expressed concern over the fact that hardly a week passes without new headlines about Mayweather and his reckless financial behavior, hoping that he eventually gets his act together. A third fan took a harsher tone, claiming that Floyd is known for bribery, deceit, cheating, manipulation, fraud, domestic abuse, and theft, and questioned what good is done outside his boxing career, which, according to the fan, also includes instances of cheating.
Live an American dream, man. You got 55 cars, 40 girlfriends. Well, actually, you're a billionaire now, right? Come on, let's salute this billionaire on stage.
But how many years ago you was broke? When I say broke, you ain't have a lot of money. You was just barely making it.
StephenASmith also reported that once Floyd Mayweather realized he was unwilling to accept bribes, the situation escalated, and he began receiving threats. Smith stated that he had received multiple threatening letters and messages, all of which he linked back to Mayweather, warning him to stop speaking out. Despite the intimidation, Smith remained unfazed, declaring that he was simply doing his job and that Mayweather had no idea who who he was dealing with. He ended his statement with a direct message to Mayweather, saying he would continue doing his work regardless of the threats.
Okay. My team has no money. The money team has no money.
Floyd Mayweather reportedly sent threats to StephenASmith after the ESPN personality was behind several rumors about Mayweather, including claims of him going bankrupt and being involved in multiple tax fraud cases with the Internal Revenue Service. Interview 7. In recent weeks, StephenASmith has made several appearances on his show, with Floyd Mayweather often being the major headline. However, Smith took things to another level when he not only trolled Mayweather for allegedly being bankrupt, but also for reportedly owing his employees at Mayweather Promotions.
Just barely making it.
Today, I ran all the way here
Why?
because I could even buy a bus ticket.
That's crazy.
But you still have 55 cars.
No, I don't.
What happened?
Well, I bought myself some crack.
Damn.
And then more crack.
A few days after reports surfaced about a serious protest outside Mayweather's boxing gym, where employees were raising placards and complaining about months of unpaid salaries, StephenASmith addressed the situation on his show. The protest highlighted the frustration of employees, especially considering that Floyd Mayweather hadn't visited the gym since the previous year. Smith played videos from the protest, calling Mayweather a chronic debtor and even a criminal boss to his employees. He criticized Mayweather's flashy lifestyle, questioning why someone who owed so many people would choose to live such an extravagant, seemingly irresponsible life.
And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
In response, Floyd Mayweather threatened StephenASmith, telling him to stop discussing him on his show. Mayweather posted on social media, calling Smith a dumb dude and insisting he should get me off your show, man. He claimed that Smith's show was useless and implied that Smith needed him to attract viewers, offering to help him financially if that was the case. Mayweather also posted videos alongside his messages and ended with a direct threat. Get off my neck or you're going to regret ever calling my name.
The crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing.
A second fan chimed in, suggesting that Floyd Mayweather's financial troubles would be karma, pointing out that he had paydays exceeding $100 million. The fan argued that if Mayweather couldn't live off that kind of money, then he was in a tough mess. The fan further mentioned other boxing legends like Canelo, Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar de la Hoya, and Ricky Hatton, all of whom had earned significant sums, and said that Mayweather could have easily invested just $20 million of his earnings, bought a private island, and secured a financial future for life. The fan expressed disappointment that, at his age, Mayweather still hadn't figured out. A third fan added, he still owes Logan Paul money and is also being sued by a promotional company for not paying them their cut. They also pointed out that Mayweather had been issued a federal lien by the IRS, implying that his financial issues were serious and not just rumors.
You're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you.
One last fan described Floyd Mayweather's predicament simply, saying he was the embodiment of someone rich who has fallen off and doesn't understand how to adjust their lifestyle to fit their current income. The fan added that Mayweather had blown through all his money and was now desperate for cash, suggesting he needed to retire to a more affordable suburb or neighborhood. In addition to StephenASmith's commentary, another reputable news source reported that Floyd Mayweather's brand was facing serious backlash. Employees from his Mayweather boxing and fitness gym in Hollywood gathered outside in protest, making numerous allegations against the company, most of which centered around unpaid wages. They chanted, "Hard work, dedication, no pay," a clear riff on Mayweather's famous slogan.
No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Rent won't wait. Rent won't wait. I got bills to pay. Rent won't wait.
The team members claimed they were owed weeks of unpaid wages, stating that Floyd Mayweather's money team had failed to pay them on time for several weeks. Under California Labor Code, employers who do not pay employees on time face a penalty of $100 for a first-time violation and $210 for a second-time violation. If the violations persist, the fine increases to $200 for each unpaid employee, along with an additional 25% of the amount unlawfully withheld. If wages remain unpaid for more than 30 days, affected workers are entitled to full pay at their regular rate and have the right to file a lawsuit against the gym.
Dedication. No pay. Money. Where's my money? That is the question.
Frustrated employees gathered outside Mayweather Boxing Plus Fitness, holding signs and using a microphone to protest their situation. The signs included messages such as modern-day slavery and the money team has no money. The term modern-day slavery was used as a blanket phrase to describe exploitation, although it typically refers to various forms of forced labor. One of the signs accused the gym of labor trafficking. Another sign read, "Hard work, dedication," and then what? In an emotional statement, one worker explained, "We're out here just letting everybody know that they have not been treating us right." They shared that even when working for other companies, employees are often scared to speak up about not getting paid because businesses have the power to silence them or fire them at will. Other employees complained that the lack of payment had left them unable to pay rent or cover their bills. According to reports from Citizen, employees were heard chanting, "Where's our money?" during the protest.
Hard work.
Dedication.
No pay. No pay.
Mayweather has previously been forced to close one of his gyms. In May 2024, a facility in Elk Grove, Sacramento, was shut down after the building's landlord sued the group for $30,000 in unpaid rent. The staff claimed they were unaware of Mayweather's direct involvement in the gym's operations, but said that management had discouraged him from speaking with the boxing icon whenever he visited the site. One employee said, "Who knows if he's aware or not? We don't." Another added, "I was told that we can't tell him. I can't tell him that our studio is closing, and he was here 2 weeks ago. We've been silenced." As the protest continued, some employees took turns sharing their personal stories, explaining how they had left other careers to work at the fitness center, only to be treated unfairly and left without compensation.
Look at it, man. Yes, sir. Turn it up. Head on, boss. What's up, Johnny Dane? Diamond Boys, what's up? Money Team, what's up? We're in Tokyo, Japan. That's what we do. Money made, and y'all know the rest. Yes, sir. Look at it. A lot of money, man. A lot of money.
"Honestly, it's been disheartening," said one coach at the gym, speaking on the grievances of the staff. "We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. My wife had to go to the hospital from stress and anxiety from this job." He went on to explain that the lack of regular pay had caused him to accumulate debt. "It's just a lot of different things that hurt your heart, and it sucks that you have to go through this while working for such a big-name company. The reality of it is, we're not even getting paid." Another self-described coach from the gym shared a similar experience. "I have been a member of Mayweather Boxing and Fitness since late
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
I always loved the gym, always loved the studio, and I'm a big fan of Floyd. He said, they offered me an opportunity to coach because I had boxing experience. I thought, man, this is going to be amazing. But since I've been here, it's just been a lot of false promises. I was promised a head position.